Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Mark Consangan from Techno Buffalo, and Apple Music is officially live. It launched with iOS 8.4 today, and with it is Apple's new 24/7 Beats One radio station. We've been using Apple Music since this morning, and here's a quick overview of Apple's new music streaming service, Apple Music. So once you've installed iOS 8.4, the first thing you should notice is the new Apple Music icon. Setting up Apple Music is fairly simple and quick. First, you'll be able to select whether or not you want a free 3-month trial, which we're assuming you do. Then you'll be able to choose either a single plan for $9.99 a month or a family plan which offers support for up to 6 people for just $14.99, which I think is a steal, so I opted in for that one. Next, you'll select the genres of music that you like, followed by artists within those genres that you also like. It's a way for Apple Music to cater music to your tastes. After that, you'll fill in some brief account details like your username that's used for commenting on the Connect section for Apple Music. Then you'll dive right into the application. Now, if you're subscribed to iTunes Match, your music from your old music application will be automatically added onto your current library to give users a seamless experience. Now, if you guys don't have iTunes Match, you'll be able to sync your music via iCloud Music Library, which essentially uses your iCloud account to sync all of your music across all of your devices. So let's go ahead and explore how Apple Music works and looks. So in terms of the user interface, it's broken into 5 main tabs: For You, New, Radio, Connect, and My Music. The first tab are all the recommendations that Apple thinks you'll like and are catered based on the genres and artists you choose during the setup. It should change as Apple Music starts to learn your listening habits, and the new tab shows the latest album releases, hot tracks, top songs, and the like. It's pretty standard. The Radio tab provides access to Beats One Radio as well as other radio stations for recently played music and variety of feature stations like Pure Pop, Sound System, the Mixtape, and more. The Connect tab is Apple Music's attempt at social media, allowing you to view content such as pictures, songs, music videos, and other multimedia from artists that you follow. Finally, the My Music tab provides access to all of the songs already on your phone, songs you match with iTunes Match, and any music you've added through Apple Music. Apple Music also includes exclusives like Taylor Swift's album 1989, which I'm not ashamed to admit I already purchased. Later though, Apple Music will become home to other exclusives, at least that's what the company is promising. Other than the hundreds of thousands of music included in Apple Music, there's also music videos inside Apple Music. Now, I do wish, however, there was a dedicated section for videos instead of a small area existing inside the new tab. Overall, I think most folks are going to find what they're looking for in Apple Music so long as they're willing to take that time to look. So moving on to Beats One. Beats One Radio is a subsection of the Radio tab, which itself is a subsection of Apple Music. It's Apple's 24/7 live streaming music station that features live DJs, live music, interviews, and more. It's also free and doesn't require the $9.99 or $14.99 monthly plans to access. It's a really fun spin on radio and feels like a bit like what you'd expect from satellite radio, though with just a single station. As songs play, you can choose to favorite them or add them to your library, allowing you to store them for offline playback at a later time if they're available. Within Beats One Music, you'll see a live schedule of the DJs and interviews coming up each day, so you can always check back later on if you don't like a particular DJ or interview. Now, when it comes to sharing, this is one aspect of Apple Music that so far I can tell needs improvement. You can't share to other Apple Music listeners. Instead, you're limited to sharing to iMessages, email, or third-party apps. So what are our final thoughts of Apple Music? Well, we've been only using Apple Music for a couple of hours, and we plan to continue using it for the next few weeks and months, at least in tandem with Spotify until my free trial ends. I'm looking forward to discovering new music and finding out if Apple Music's cluttered new tab is actually a great place to find new artists, songs, videos, and more, or if over time it remains just as confusing and intimidating as it looks right now. Anyways, this is just a quick overview of Apple Music on iOS. The Android app should be coming this fall, and the iTunes app for Mac and PC are rolling out now. Before we end this video, I wanted to let you guys know that we are selling a limited edition Techno Buffalo shirt for 10 more days. It's got the awesome B logo and the Techno Buffalo logo in the back, so it's super awesome. You guys could rock a Buffalo shirt and rep Techno Buffalo. Check out the link in the description below to pick one up.